ever. Congo is the richest. What you call the Berlin Conference. Go and Google it.
Yeah, the Berlin Conference.
It's not the Berlin Conference.
Where they got together and they decided how they were going to split up Africa amongst themselves.
It's not Berlin Conference. Ask me what it was.
What was it?
It was a Congo Conference. The subject matter of the Berlin Conference was not Africa. It was Congo.
So Congo has been the richest since then.
Congo has been the richest. When it comes to your iPhones and etc., Congo produced the cobalt and etc. Congo is unparalleled to any other African country.
But at the Berlin Conference, 1884 to 1885, also known as the Congo Conference,
there you go.
or West Africa Conference, met on 15th of November 1884, and after an adjournment concluded on the 26th of February 1885 with the signature of a general act regulating the European colonization and trade in Africa during the new imperialism period. The conference was organized by Otto von Bismarck, the first Chancellor of Germany, at the request of King Leopold II.
There you go. And you go back and find out what Leopold did. 25 million people killed in Congo, hands chopped off, and chocolate bars made in the form of hands. And the Belgians will be eating chocolates to celebrate the death of the Africans.
Thank you to Dr. Lwazile Lushaba. He touches on that on his interview on SAFM. Guys, Google it. Dr. Lwazile Lushaba on SAFM. When I think he was trending at the time a few years ago, just before the COVID-19 lockdowns. And he was asked about some of the statements that he had made about Hitler. And then he went on to dig in deeper into the conversation. He broadened it. And then he started speaking about the atrocities that happened there and how many people's hands were chopped.
When I get into the atrocities of the European and colonial system, particularly the slave trade and the Congo genocide, I actually get upset. I might end up saying things here that will get your podcast actually sanctioned on the international market. Ask me why.
Why?
Because you cannot have 2 million Jews who die in Germany and you coin up words, anti-Semitism, anti-what, to protect the Jews. And you look over your shoulder, you have more than 100 million blacks who have died and have been killed. And there's no one who has come up with the concept of anti-black. And Jews are allowed to celebrate. And if you say anything against the Jews, then you are labeled as anti-Semitic.
But can't black people do the same thing?
We don't have control over the system that narrates this story so that we can actually begin to say, you cannot say to me 2 million Jews, whether it is true or it is exaggerated. That's a conversation for another day. But 2 million Jews die. Hitler is the most horrible man. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. And he's still not the most West man that ever lived. Can you process that? Hitler kills 2 million white people. He's the most evil man that ever lived. Leopold kills 20 million Africans. He still does not appear on the list of the most wicked people that ever lived on the earth. There must be something wrong with this narrative. Totally something wrong with that narrative. It can be right by day, by night, by numbers, by mathematics, by ethnography. It cannot be right. That the whole world watches the massacre of black people and says nothing. And we want to call up holidays over the death of 2 million Jews as if it is the worst disaster that ever happened on the face of the earth was the death of 2 million white people. There must be something wrong with our language. Unless maybe I'm crazy. But from mathematics, I think there's disparity right there. That someone is not being honest about the authenticity of history and the dignity of human life. And if this is true, that 2 million Jews are much more important than 20 million Africans, then maybe we're on the wrong continent, where value of human life